Morning everybody, it's Monday and guess what? It's snowing. That's right, it is actually kind of snowing. Not snowing police horses. These two beauties, look. Little teeny weeny bit of snow in here. Very, very quiet at Horse Guards, but there's a reason for that. It's about 0 degrees. It's really, really cold. So cold that I wish I'd asked before to find out the minimum temperature before the horses are taken off. What is it? -5, -10? I have no clue. And I'm actually surprised that I didn't ask that. Then again, we were so concerned for many months with the maximum temperature before the horses were removed. It's not really surprising that it was forgotten. I would think, again, tell me horsey experts, what would horses work in? -10, -15, -20? I mean, how low can the temperature go before horses are uncomfortable and unable to work? Bearing in mind that anything much below where I am right now would require specialist kit, certainly on the hands. I've lived in -22 before. That was, weirdly enough, warmer than it is in London right now. Why? Because that's a very dry, very, very dry cold in Moscow region. Here in London, it's always very damp, so you've got the cold air, super cold air, but damp as well. And it's a bit of a killer actually. It really, really, really kind of goes straight through multiple layers, straight into feels like the bone. I mean, I know it's not, but it really feels like it. The place must be flipping freezing today. Surprisingly though, there are some hearty tourists shivering, some of whom haven't actually even got hats. To give an idea of how cold it is, I'm wearing a massive fat bobble hat for the first time. In fact, the first time I can remember. It's been months. Many, way back to probably last Christmas. Thinking about it, yeah, really, really thick, heavy bobble hat on my head this morning. Regimental changeover, people. Blues will be heading out shortly, which means that the lovely lifeguards will be arriving. I've seen them mounted up just inside. I'd love to actually have a thermometer on me. I wish I brought my little thermometer. I'm pretty sure we're at 0, or maybe 1 degree minus. Why? Because of the wind chill. Static air 2-3 degrees tops, but that wind chill is blistering. I saw the guy up at Trafalgar Square who works on the little sort of, quite a market store, but little store selling trinkets, freezing his whatever's off. I think market traders probably one of the hardest jobs, to be fair, in these kind of conditions. Why? Because you're not really moving around. You know, can't be that much easier being a chitsman or a gatesman, to be fair. As we heard yesterday from the lovely trooper during the live, the gloves are not completely leather, they're cotton. Okay? And typically they don't wear warmers inside the gloves. There you have it, folks. So I dare say, as the trooper said yesterday, sometimes their hands are absolutely flipping frozen by the time the shift is done. Given the static position of that sword for the majority of the shift, more so for the chitsman and the gatesman, who sometimes of course goes to the front, it's not really surprising that the hands get super cold. Let me also mention, while I'm thinking of it, and before the Blues leave, Gelly Connor. I got your email vis-a-vis Northumberland and replied to it. It bounced. There is a problem with your MSN email address, so I wasn't ignoring you. I thought I'd mention that, one, because it's important to know that I never ignore emails, and secondly, I actually caught up, everybody, with all of the backlog, all of the emails, all the comments. I caught up with it. I couldn't believe it. Yep, that was the priority for yesterday evening, and it's done. So everything is up to date until, of course, something happens today. This video gets published and we start all over again. A lot of interesting things to read yesterday. It's snowing, guys. It is actually snowing. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up, but it's snowing here. The weirdo, the very odd, peculiar guy yesterday that just stood there and stared out the guard. Young, foolish, probably, if he saw the video, realises how stupid the optics were. I don't think there was any intended malice. But then again, you know, I think I joked in a couple of the comments that you made. He was sort of standing there when he looked at me. I thought to myself, this guy wants to fry my liver with some fava beans and a Chianti. Yeah, he had that menacing look of the devil about him. So it was probably good that, that he was distracted by my comments. My friend's at the front this morning, wandering from horse to horse, also freezing his hands off. Hands are the problem actually in this weather, guys, because you can't film with those super heavy ski-like gloves because it gives no ability to deal with any controls on the screen, or indeed, of course, loop in or out. So I've got my typical, usual, fingerless mitts, yeah. Shortly I'm going to have no fingertips, so it won't actually matter then. There'll be fingerless mitts, if that makes sense. Freezing, no? Everyone, tourists are like, oh God, get me out of here. Place must be flipping frozen. Some of them are wearing like full face coverings. I wish to be, in fact I wouldn't wear it here, it would just look too weird. The optics of me having a full belly on would look very strange. I've got one, a full face covering merino wool balaclava that would have done the job lovely this morning. But you know what? No. Why? Because I would look odd, it would look strange. And it might actually scare the horses. Speaking of which, here we are, back at the front. Do I remember? I don't. Sorry, I don't remember which horsey this is, but I can quickly check. How about that? That way we will at least know 100% which one we're looking at. He was here yesterday, this one. But because, as I said before, guys, my aged mind is like a sieve. One moment I have it, next I don't. So let me just get that snap. Open it up. There we are. Oh, I don't need to look at the list. Why don't I need to look at the list, you might be wondering? Well, I've already started by the numbers, and I'm not going to mention the number as I said yesterday, to memorize some of them. So that horse there that we just saw a second ago is Young Man. Yeah, Young Man. And I know that, yes, by looking at the number and confirming it on the list, but I didn't actually need to look at the list, if that makes sense. In other words, I recognized the number straight away. A lot of you are commenting, hey, you shouldn't be telling the numbers and the names on the live, as you were requested not to do so. Let me clarify that. It was mentioned that I shouldn't provide all of the names matched to the hooves. So, for example, any hoof number, it's publicly available. How? The horse is standing at the front. Anyone can come along and take any hoof numbers and or try to compile the list. However, what they can't do, and this is key, is match those hoof numbers to the horse's names. No one can do that really, except HCAV, based at Knightsbridge Barracks, Hyde Park Barracks rather, in Knightsbridge, and the troopers that ride the horses. So yours truly, I did confirm this yesterday after the live, is the only person that has a complete list of both. However, there are a few lifeguard horses missing. Why is that a problem? Well, because you know what? Out of the 100 odd, give or take, lifeguard horses, you just know that this morning a couple are going to come over and I'm going to look at the numbers and it's going to be like, you know what? They're not on the flipping list. Absolutely guaranteed, guys, that one or two of them will probably not be on the list. Bearing in mind, I've got about 70-75% of the lifeguard horses confirmed and listed. Yeah, it's going to be our luck. It is really actually snowing. Looking nice and warm this morning. Tough one, eh? Yep. Okay, right. Off they go, everybody. Here come the Blues and Royals, just about to depart on these big fluffy beasts. Here we are. Clippy clop. Also, I don't want to go outside, it's freezing. It's alright for you guys, you've got cloaks, what about us? Wow, look at this, boom. Massive, beautiful horse at the front. Absolutely splendid. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, look at this beauty at the back, wow. Superb. And I'm sure the troopers, as well as the horses, cannot wait to get back to Hyde Park. They're now going to sit out the back on the parade ground for a good, let me think, 20-30 minutes? Whoa! It's proper snowing, guys, look at this. I'm really hoping that it's being picked up. Let me sort of go in front of something black, like the doors on the box. It's not kind of like sleety snowing. I really hope that the camera's picking it up. It's very fine, but it is snowing. And it's cold enough, if it gets heavier, for it to settle. How's about that, eh? Yeah. It's actually snowing. Extraordinary. Okay, troopers coming over to haul open the bar. Okay, we've got one each. It's only myself and Abdullah this morning. There is no one here. Absolutely no one, except of course the lovely horse, the troopers, the police. It is completely empty. Look, for the first time, all right, 2 other tourists have just turned up. Looking along here, look, Abdullah's all the way over there, I'm here. That's it. How magnificent is that, eh, guys? It's a day like this today when I'm thinking to myself, can you please snow heavily? Why? Because if it snows heavily, it's going to settle on the ground. I'm not sure if you can make it out, but on my glove, little white flecks of ice and snow. Ah, goodness me. They're not, I'm quite sure, look at movements in the yard, going to be closing the gates, so I think we're going to be pretty fluid, being able to move around, etc. In, out, in, out, in, out. There will be a lot of people coming along later, and there were a flood of people heading along Birdcage Walk to the palace this morning. People, those palace addicts, they can't help themselves, you know. Yes, it's a wonderful thing, but my God, it's cold to be staying outside the palace for 2 hours. Especially as a lot of people make the mistake of holding the railings at the front of the palace to kind of secure their place. And then a little while after doing that, you suddenly realise, hold on a second, I can't feel my hands and fingers anymore. Yeah, those railings are crazy, crazy cold. The beauty at this end, let me think. Now, I'm wondering... Actually, no, you know what? I can't remember. Let me look at the number, folks. I actually cannot remember, which is a bit annoying because I should remember by now. Okay, so you know it's young man at the other end. And this end is... Okay, got the Hoofy number. Oh, this is the one that we had the complication with the other day. When I was kind of saying, oh, what number is that? I can't read it, etc. But I do now know which number it is because I confirmed it. Let's look at the list. Again, I should know this. This horse was here yesterday. One moment, just scrolling down. Pretoria. Yeah, I should have known that, shouldn't I, guys? I'm disappointed in myself, actually. I recognised young man's number immediately, but despite massive discussion this weekend about beautiful Pretoria, I still wasn't sure enough in myself, my instinct, to say, look, he's looking at me now. He's like, what the dude? How can you not recognise me? You know, you've seen me many times. More importantly, you've commented on my beauty, but you didn't recognise me. He's saying you didn't really admire me after all. I think it's because, standing here looking at the horse now, it's another trooper. Yesterday there was a certain trooper, but today's a special day. Why? Because Pretoria has got two swords, everybody, look. See? A big sword and a little sword. Well, actually a big sword and a slightly big sword, I think is the best way. I wonder why the horse is so excited when it's so cold. I never have that problem when it's that cold. double sword. Right, folks, let's go. Surprising though, I mean, it's normally the other way around when it's super cold, so that is some kind of super powered king's horse right there, guys. I'm not sure what they feed it. Some kind of mixture of Special K, oats, bananas and blueberries, perhaps. Yeah. The only people that typically get excited in this weather are snowmen and polar bears. It's so gloriously deserted. I can stroll back and forth. Look at this. Just casually walk through the tunnel where it's a couple of degrees warmer. I don't know how that works, but it is, which is odd because there is a bit of a breeze blowing through the tunnel. But look at this, it's so nice. Just stroll back and forward casually, no stress, no pressure. Troopers lined up, Blues and Royals over here, lifeguards on the left, as per the norm, and two beautiful police horses in the middle. What's happening next? Well, first of the lifeguards are going to head in, which is exactly what I'm going to do now, bizarre as it might sound, having just come out, so we don't miss them arriving in the yard. So that's why I'm going back now, guys. How nice, though, to have a relatively, far from deserted, as you can see, but a relatively calm and peaceful environment to, it's very close to having a private tour. Look, even this guy in the red coat's like, oh my God, how is it this quiet? The tourists like, they didn't tell me it would be this quiet when they sold me the tickets. Absolutely lovely. Oh, it's a big bus tour. I'm kind of forgetting actually, we would normally prefer this side when they come out, don't we? But the other side when they go back in. It's a tough one actually. Yeah, I'm going to go on to the other corner, guys. Why? Very quickly, because it will be easier to film from this corner. Yeah, I'm going to go on to this corner. It is the corner I prefer, plus we get to see that sort of shadow, shade as it were, reflection, sorry, is what I'm looking for, on the gloss gates at the end of the tunnel. There's the bell. Let's wait for it. You know that I'm secretly hoping we get Pagan or Overlord. I've got no clue who will be coming in, but let's see. I'm blind, folks, like all of you. Blind in hope and anticipation. It's almost like a sort of a medieval execution scene is about to unfold. The bells tolling. A few people here. Slightly dour mood. Why? Because it's flipping freezing, obviously. But hey, nothing can detract from the beauty of the horses. Could you imagine, folks, if we actually do get snow at some point, and I come along to Horse Guards, and you've got 3 or 4 inches of snow, you can hear that crunchy noise in my shoes, and the horses are crunching in the snow. I don't think any footage exists of that, not that I've ever seen anyway. Here they come. I think we'll get 6 or 7, in fact, in this first troop. Good morning, horsey, number 1. Oh, this big fluffy beast, number 2, magnificent. Number 3. Number 4, who's having fun with the bit. And number 5. Oh, okay, so 5 in. That's unusual, it's normally 7. So that means there are more at the back than there are in the yard. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look. It's a horsey traffic jam, like a log jam of horses. Maybe they lost the keys to the gate. I have no idea. Why are they waiting? Why is the gate closed? Oh, here we go. Ah, the chitsman had to go and tell the trooper to open the gate. Bearing in mind there are less horses than usual, less noise than usual, the trooper might not have heard. And in they go. Magnificent, but I am somewhat vexed how there are only 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but we almost always see 7 come in first, followed by 5. I wonder why they're doing it the other way. 5 followed by 7, perhaps. Okay, over to the other side. Nothing will be happening for a little while now, other than the troopers freezing out on the parade ground in both regiments whilst they wait for the relief of the boxmen. That's next. The lifeguards will come out, and their 2 new horses, who I shall endeavour to identify for you, lovely viewers, will come out and replace the Blues and Royals boxmen at the front. When that's done, typically they'll replace the foot guards, although sometimes they replace the foot guards before the boxmen. Notice he's already on the move over here. In fact, both the guards at the same time are on the move. Look, he's moving. And so is this one. They're both pacing at the same time. It's quite unusual, actually. It's almost always one or the other. He's behind the shop now. There's a little sort of private Starbucks in the corner behind the shop. They can pop in, get a quick green tea, and then come back out again. So it never happened. TARDIS-like. He's back in position on this side. The other guard is probably searching for a way to recover feeling in his fingertips, because goodness me, it must be cold. Yep, very cold. Brr. Okay, let's wait for those 2 new beauties. When I get an inkling that they're about to come out, I will try and head over to the other corner to film it, because on that corner you get a real close-up of both the horses. First is a lance corporal of horse actually typically comes out, gives those commands, boxman to your boxes. I'm still struggling to understand how there are some people that don't have any kind of headwear on. I guess these are people that like to get a cold or like to be sick or like to have time off work. So I woke up Monday morning, I'm going to go outside with no hat. Hopefully if I get sick I can have the rest of the week off work. Smart thinking, actually. Yep, think smart, work less. Illness equals time off work. Probably paid. People are flooding through into the yard now from the back. Now, how long was it going to be until those boxmen were replaced? Ooh. The annoying part is it could be 1 minute, but it could be 10 minutes. I'm just looking into the stable area to see if the lifeguards are bringing those 2 horses to the front. I actually don't know whether they've decided which 2 go in the boxes first, or how it works. Wait. Yep, actually it's getting pretty busy on this side. I think I might endeavour. I don't want to get stuck on the corner in case we're waiting a while. I mean, they are still mounted at the back. There are 2 horses mounted. The other ones are going into the stables. Might not be able to see them on the camera, but I can see them visually myself. Actually, you know what? Let's not risk it, folks, because if I do get stuck on that corner, and there are another 10 minutes, I can't really keep running about across the yard because it looks bad. More importantly, if the police have told people not to cross over and I go and do it, I look like a stupid. So yeah, let me be a little bit more smart and focus on the new horses as they come out into the box. Plus it's Monday. We always have Monday fun day in terms of, you know, the horses getting a teeny weeny bit uppity, a little bit upset occasionally. I mean, this will be one of the rare Mondays when the horses are not playing up. If the changeover goes smoothly. At least we have some tourists now that are happy in their winter clothing to get pictures. Just a nasal piercing, something hanging out of her nose. Not sure what that was, like a blue thing. Oh, he's gonna charge the horse at me in a second. Is that you, peasant? Get back. Yep, the lovely, magnificent young man. Yes, you are. Young man being a mare, curiously, folks. Yeah. I wonder why they would call the horse young man and not young woman. There we are. Classic cav trick. Lead us into a false sense of security, attack from the rear, emerge victorious. Smart. Very smart. Probably going to find out that horses like Isabel, Yvonne and Victoria are actually geldings. Oh wait, we've got someone else trying to stare at the horse. Monday morning on Whitehall. Tourists look optimistic, but people walking to work really don't look happy at all. Oh, let's go up super close. So close that you could touch the horse's nose with your phone. It's not really the smartest, is it? It'd be so funny if the horse lunged forward and munched his phone. Spat it on the floor. Big toll group actually now. I'm surprised by that because I assumed that virtually everybody in the EU was back at school already, unless it's a pre-planned visit to London during school time. Just seems odd to me because we were entering mock examinations period in the UK for British school children. Not all, but British school children that are taking A-levels, for example, this year have mock exams coming up. I would actually love, of course I couldn't and wouldn't, love to ask the troopers, how cold out of 10 are your feet right now? I think they'd probably say 78 out of 10. Even with some very heavy socks. That's tough going, guys, those boots. Only they're uncomfortable, they don't flex very much, so it's not as if you can even wiggle your toes to keep them warm. But hey, that's what military service is about. Yeah, this horse is a little bit unsettled this morning. I'm not sure why. We did see the other day that he was a bit of a restless, I was going to say boy, but he's not a boy. A bit of a restless fellow, or lassie. I'm going to stay way back from this horse because I know this one is a little bit more sensitive than some of the other ones. Frothing a little bit, and now he's talking. He's like, to be honest with you, it's not so much the cold, John. It's really the fact that I'm missing my friends who are at the back and about to head over to Hyde Park. Now, the thing that concerns me most, to be honest with you, John, is the fact that if they get there before me, how do I know that they won't eat all of the oats and that when I get there, there'll be nothing left? That, John, is what is worrying me this morning. Do you understand? See, horses can communicate, guys. He's still chatting away even now. What a lovely horse that one is, really. Bit of a softie, I think. Pretoria, it's the one I couldn't stop looking at yesterday. If ever I'm a horse, I will look like this one, everyone. Oh, magnificent. Oh. Yeah, yes you are. You only watch sort of Hollywood movies, like Gladiator or anything biblical, and they have he's looking at me now. Don't use the word biblical around me, son. Okay, anything that is, you know, related to the Bible. Ah, look, see, he's happy now. He smiled. This is the sort of horse that you picture on the posters. In other words, almost a CGI invented or created horse because it looks too good to be true. Yep, that's right. How elegant. I'm sure they keep this one in one of the biggest stables. They've got stalls rather in the stables. They've got different sizes of stalls. Obviously, there's some double or kind of doubly looking stalls, and obviously the single stalls. I note that some of the officers' horses are kept in the larger stalls, but I'm sure that this absolutely magnificent creature, he's like, ah! See that? I'm sure this magnificent creature gets one of those giant stalls. Why? Oversized horse deserves an oversized stall. You know, if he sleeps in an oversized stall, he produces oversized stalls. Everything is oversized. That's right. Yep. Goodness, I wonder how cold the guard's face is as well. That metal chin strap. Yes, there's a little bit of leather with it, but goodness me, it's heavy metal. Real heavy metal. See, I am actually grateful and glad I didn't decide to rush over to that corner, because we'd still be waiting, and it is now 11 minutes past. Yeah, 11 minutes. So at the moment, the troopers have been sitting out the back on the parade ground in the flipping freezing cold for 11 minutes without moving. There's moody winter skies, here in London. It really is though, even at the worst of times weather-wise, it really is beautiful, folks, isn't it? It's interesting, I don't remember who the name of the commenter, it was a couple of days ago. Somebody wrote in one of the comments, I really love watching the videos for the architecture. And again, guys, I'm quoting, this is not my opinion, I'm quoting from somebody. And she wrote, I really love watching the videos because of the beautiful architecture. It's very much unlike here in the US, where we only have Walmart. Okay? Viewers in the US, is that really fair? It can't be that bad, come on. There must be some, I mean, we know there are some spectacular natural sights in the US, but what about the architecture? It's not that bad, seriously. Every time we see some sort of, you know, New York-based legal drama, they always have this magnificent vista outside on the steps of the court and so on. You know, those buildings are real. And not to mention we've got other things like, oh God, here we go. The Brooklyn Bridge. Sorry guys, I was about to say the Golden Gate, and I remember that's in San Francisco. The Brooklyn Bridge, immortalized in Once Upon a Time in America, for example. Classic scene with the bridge in the background. In fact, it's even on the original movie art, isn't it? Yeah, Once Upon a Time in America. So what do we say, viewers in the US? See, even the horse wants to know. He's like, give us an answer, guys. Can't be that bad, come on, there must be some spectacular architecture. We all know the White House, we all know a lot of other very iconic buildings in New York City, but what about generally across the rest of the US, the other states? We've got to have buildings out like this, surely, no? Even if they're not authentic, there's got to be something like this in the US. Top of my list actually is to go to Massachusetts and visit the campus at Harvard. Who's up next? And will anyone get in trouble this morning? Probably not. He's dressed, in fact, very sensibly. That's how everyone should be dressed this morning. Overdressed is the dress code for a day like today. Yeah. Maybe you're wearing way too much. And even if you look completely stupid like me, for example, I look like a snowman wearing a big fat black bubble hat, it's not shivering. So I will sacrifice my appearance for the sake of warmth. Damn, bro, that was quite a way to get the right picture, wasn't it? Young man, settle down. So I am very keen to get two answers, particularly from horsey people and you viewers in the US. The first, as I mentioned earlier, is realistically, what is the minimum, how do I describe it? Operating temperature, or working condition, working environment. What's the minimum for a horse? Horses in Siberia, I'm sure, are more than capable of working at -30, -40. I don't know if they do, but I guess they must, because we see horses outside in Siberia and we know how cold it gets there. So what would be the coldest you would let your horse go outside, guys, for a run? And that second question, directed at you as viewers, in the US. Talk to me about the architecture, guys. How is it? From what I've seen in movies, and I'm a huge movie fan, they've either found some remarkably unique spots in the US, or there is a lot of pretty amazing architecture all over the US. Of different styles, of course. That's the 15 bell. I'm wondering actually if the guards are going to do their rounds this morning. Yesterday we had no rounds at all. They did not move an inch from the arches the whole afternoon, curiously. These horses are chill. many people standing around me as well taking pictures today. It's not as dead as you would think. Look, there are, as always, a few hardy souls here. Any moment we'll get those new horses out, those lifeguard horses. That's the moment I'm waiting for. Why? Because that's the moment I get to check my little list and look like an expert, even though I actually know borderline zero. Oh, so, hello horse, hi. Horse is like, morning. See how the horse can set someone in a super mood for the whole day, just with 10 seconds of exposure to these beautiful animals. And you see the smiles, guys, we see it daily. It's actually in the yard, flipping packed. I don't know how that happened. Wait, look, the whole entire line, folks, is full, jam full, all the way along. Look, magically it just got full up. We were just in there and it was empty. Not anymore. Okay, got my 10 zoom to hand, in the other hand, ready. Oh, gosh, massive shout in the yard there. All of the tourists just got screamed at to get back. Make way for the King's Lifeguard. Wow. That's the first one of the day. At least we know they're able to shout, folks, but more importantly, willing to shout. Hopefully that was really picked out of the microphone with it being so quiet here this morning. Make way for the King's Lifeguard. I felt stupid actually not realising that was going to happen. I was just talking about how many people there were. We should have known that, no? We should have guessed it was going to happen. Yeah. Damn it. Horses, where are you hiding, lifeguard horses? Don't worry guys, the horses have not been put in a horsey prison. Ah, they're doing, okay. Penny's just dropped. I wonder what the other screaming was about and shouting. They are doing, for some reason, guess the horse is not ready, they're doing the chitsman and the gatesman first. That's what's happening right now. I'm kind of tempted to wander inside the gate because even though it's highly unlikely, there is a possibility, very small possibility, that we'll have the same thing with the tourists. Can I go to the back? Thank you. Right. Okay, I've gotten into the back, guys, just in case. It might not happen, but it might happen. Let's see. Oh, got a couple of police chiefs over this morning as well, look. Okay, so they've taken off the Blues and Royals gatesman over there, see? Sorry folks, not my best moment with the filming, but you get what I'm trying to show you. Too many tourist heads bobbing up and down. Bob, bob, bob. Now when they finish in the moment, the new gatesman, who is a lifeguard, here he comes. Let's see. Oh no, the tour guide's telling everybody to make way. It is in fact the lovely lady lifeguard that we saw the other day. The gent lifeguard has got the chitsman position this morning. Lady lifeguard has got the gatesman position. Gateswoman. Gosh. Okay, let's try to get back to this end. Potentially back to the front if there's any space to squeeze out. If we get back to the front in a minute, we might be able to see those new boxmen. If not, I will stand in the corner like the naughty boy that I am until we can escape. Yep, there is room now to go. Look, we're going to follow the tourists out, all of their shiny coats. Standing right behind the horse, very intelligent. Okay, out we go, guys, for those new horses. It's a 50-50 which end's going to be better, so I'm going to stand at this end. Here they come. That lucky tourist got the last picture of the day, except perhaps this young girl. Oh, the officer just asked the young girl to move back. That's probably for her safety, to be fair. Horses moving around, not good to let your kids be heading over for a picture, is it? And here we go, guys. Goodbye to beautiful Pretoria. Goodbye, magnificent horsey. And good morning to the new arrival. Now, who would the new arrival be, everybody? Let's have a quick look at that hoof number. See if we can spot it. 1 second. So, horsey, stand still for me, please. Okay, so LG on the, to my, as I'm looking at it, left-hand side, horse's right hoof. That's LG. Obviously, it's a lifeguard horse. Let's have a look at that number and see if we're fortunate enough to be able to match it. Oh golly, that's that. Oh gosh. It's a bit of a mess, folks, that number. One digit's clear, the other one's a mess. Hold on, let's have a look. Let me look at the list. It might not even be on there. I've got an idea of which horse it is. 1 second. Nope, it's not on there. Had to be. I said that, didn't I, guys? It had to be one of the horses that's not on the list. A very extensive list, but hey, the horse isn't on it. Bad luck, but the horse will be on it tonight. Why? Because I've got the hoof number and a picture, which means I'll be able to get the name. Just a matter of time. Let's have a look at the other end. It's almost certainly the case that we've got 3 troop from the lifeguards here. Why? Because 3 troop is still my only incomplete list. Let's see what happens with this hoof. Sometimes they mix the troop, so you might get a sort of a selection of horses from several troops. Let's see what happens with the hoof number at this end. 1 moment. This looks like a single-digit hoof number. Oh, it is, and it's a very, very, very early number as well, folks. Well, I'm going to tell you which one, but it's very early. Let's have a look. This is beauty on our list. Yes. Oh. Ho ho ho. Folks, not only is it on the list, but guess what? It's Rawdon. Yeah. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed in myself for not noticing, but it is Rawdon. Now, I know we've still got that massive issue of is Rawdon Arnie, is Arnie Rawdon, whatever. Let's chuck that aside for the moment, it doesn't really matter. This is Rawdon, okay? And that is 1,000,000% confirmed from the hoof number. Also, looking at the face now, I can see it as I remember. Yeah. Very, very early hoof number, this horse. Very few of them have got single digits on the hooves. This one's got a single digit number. So I'm obviously going to concentrate on this end, even though for the moment the tourists are congregating at the other end. But yeah, it's Rawdon. Welcome back, Rawdon. Now actually, wait, let me look at the back of the list. So if the other horse is in troop 3, which troop is Rawdon in? 1 second. Ah, okay, yeah, so Rawdon is in a different troop, that explains it.
See what it says?
People are actually discussing the sign behind. Good to know that they're paying attention. Welcome back, Rawdon. Now we're not going to know what sort of mood she's in. This is a mare, by the way. This horse is a mare. What sort of mood she's in until the tourists get close. But I'm hoping we won't have long to wait. Okay, let's see what sort of mood she's in. Come on, tourists, get closer. Those horses way back in the box this morning. I don't know if that's because it's cold or because the guard thinks the horse might be a bit of a nippy, in a bit of a nippy mood. Viper-like expression of complete indifference to tourists. Yep. It's familiar.
Quarter past. Quarter past. Yeah. Bye.
It's a matter of time, people. It's gonna happen.
It's number 3.
But no one's got close yet, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
This one at this end, not on the list. We've got the number, but it's not on the list.
It's still slippery.
Yeah, I think that's it actually. The Monday morning blues are ready to bite everyone, yeah?
I got this one too.
Until they get close. I think it's inevitable though. The thing is, the second we move to this end, the horse will start biting that end. Alright folks, let's have a look at those final blues horses heading out, just in time. Look. I actually forgot about that. I was so busy concentrating on Radon. I don't know actually which horse the corporal of horses are on the back, but they're off. That's good. Why? Because it means I can go quickly onto the other corner for the lifeguards, as they're going to come back in just a moment or two. That'll be the rest of the troop. So in theory, we should have 7 lifeguard horses come in with the troopers. But let's wait and see. It might only be 6. We definitely had 5 to begin with, which was curious. So at the moment, there are only 3 lifeguard horses in the stable area, 2 in the boxes. But one's like, ah. Maybe Radon, being the absolute VIP in the regiment, doesn't like to travel in a large group. It's like, I only need 4. I don't want 6. It's 2 minutes to 11:30. But any moment after the roll call at the back, the lifeguards will head in. I still can't believe, guys, how unlucky we are to get one horse that isn't on the list. I mean, there are only about 15 missing. But never mind. The main thing is to collect those missing numbers, get the names, complete the list. That is the task for the coming week or two, to complete the list. And yes, there will occasionally be some new horses come along that we won't recognise when they first arrive. However, making a lot of noise at the back this morning. However, they will be slowly added to the existing lists and assigned to the correct troop. Oh, it's the postwoman, look. She's delivered all the important army post in her lovely high-vis. I can't believe she's not freezing. Come on, horses, where are you hiding? Momentarily, when the officers move to my right, I know that the horses are going to come through. Kingsguard anyway is now over to the lifeguards. As you can see, they've got the archers, they've got the boxes. Really hear the guard pacing this morning because of the echo in the yard. It's so quiet. You can hear every detail. Hear it like pin, plop. I've never noticed it that clearly because it's never that quiet, certainly not on a Monday. $11:29, wait for it folks. Bing bong up the top and then they'll ride through. There it is, bingy bong. Also in the horses in the stable like having a discussion about I don't like the way my breakfast was prepared this morning. Ah, good to see. So we are back to rounds being done. There we are, the first rounds of the morning. You hear the horses this morning, guys? They're having a real little chit chat in the stable, like I like it when it's quiet in here. They don't want the other horses to come through. Where are they? They're running at least 17 seconds late at the moment. Horsies, come on, don't be shy. Maybe somebody's warned them that there's a weird guy with a camera about to film them as they come in. Horsies. It's really just myself, the Chitsman, as you can see on this side, and a few hardy tourists at the front. This is actually the coldest I've ever experienced at horseguards. Bear in mind I started filming at the end of last winter, or February-ish I think. But yeah, this is the coldest day. I think that might well be the title of today's video, depending on what else happens or doesn't happen. Coldest day at horseguards. Even the police, I wouldn't go as far as saying are struggling, but they are very much aware of just how flipping cold it is. Right, off we go, ladies and gents. Clippy clop. Even the horses are probably wondering where everyone is. Number 1. Splendid. And number 2. And number 3. And number 4. Number 5. Number 6. And number 7. How's about that, eh? Oh yes. Which completes our 12. These officers can't wait to get in the stables. They're like, don't close the doors, let us in. Can't say I blame them. I really can't. Don't forget they're often in static positions, and my goodness. Morning, morning. Right, let's get back to the front and see what's going on. Okay, the lifeguards have brought with them a lovely lady stableman. Stablewoman? She's attaching the chain. New one to me actually, don't recognise her. Chain going up over the arches, that way. Any tourists that transgress cannot cry about it afterwards. There's a chain there. All the chains are in place. So, horses in place, guards in place, chains in place. And as you can see, slowly but surely, the tourists are getting into place as well. Yes, they are. She's saying to Raden, I would like you to teach these tourists some respect and manners. Horse is like, okay, I'll do it. Don't shout at me. Wait, what was that? That made everyone jump there. What was that weird noise? Like a pop noise. Pop. Okay, all the gates are open. The flow is back to normal here. There we go. Even the gates open. No one yet, though, guys, has gotten close enough. You see, has anyone got close enough to yet or not? No, not one. No, this is the thing, isn't it? Until someone gets close, we're not going to know. Ah. Come on, naughty, cheeky Raden. Yeah. Okay, I'm just thinking that it might well be both of them that are cheeky little nippers. God, how on earth is she not freezing? It's a very nippy day, folks.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I've seen it all, so
if you get by the head,
so anyway, if you want to think, take a picture, Alice, take a picture. She said, yeah. We got four guys.
Oh, damn it, Horsey, you should have done your thing. Is it the case that the guard knows? That's why the horse is back. We're going to have to wait, folks. But let me concentrate on this end for a little while. Why? Because there is a big group here. Let's say there are far more people this end than the other end. What does that mean? I have to wait and see. This one might well be a nipper as well. We might have a pair of nippers.
I've seen so many videos.
Possible.
Where that
Group talking about how many videos it's seen on Facebook with tourists getting in trouble for being naughty. Wait, hold on a second, this one's looking like a cheeky nipper as well. Super frustrating. I'm a devil for detail and completeness, guys, so being here and looking at this one and not knowing which one it is. One second, let me actually, what I will do, if I spot a troop that I know when the gates open for the changeover, I will ask. That's another way of getting it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, even I just took another snap. You probably heard. Even looking at it close up, I'm still not 100% sure. Even on the number, it's a very oddly etched number. It's definitely an older horse, 100%. That hoof number is a mess. Yep, I will defer to wiser men for a categorical answer goes on the guys and girls which horse this is. Yeah, I don't even want to actually commit to the number because it's a very odd one. One digit is very clear, the digit on the left is a mush. Can't make it out. It doesn't actually look like anything. It's more like a letter actually than a number, but the horses don't have letters in terms of ID numbers. Odd. Very. But hey, it is what it is. I like a challenge, guys, and I always rise to it, as you well know. Let me walk around a little teeny weeny bit. I'm also wondering, actually, let's look at the clock. It's only actually 20 minutes until the other pair come out. So I'm going to keep on this video. One, it won't go like super long, but if I stay on this video, then we'll get the other two that are on today. Why? Because at least that way I will be able to tell primarily which troop the horses are from, and it'll give me more of an indication of who to speak to get the missing name. Plus it's highly likely as ever that the four that are on, these two and the next two, will rotate during the course of the day. Highly likely. I don't think what is the lifeguard troop, but this fellow is as cold as everyone else. Actually, no, he's not. Nope, he's heading to prep. Not so I blame him either, really. I think most toys that woke up this morning thought, you know what? Forget it, it's too flipping cold. Either that, or in the next 15-20 minutes, we'll get that palace group approaching. No way of knowing for sure, but we'll have to wait and see. But what an amazing morning for the horses, eh, guys? They're not getting at all, as you can see, pestered. Not once have we seen multiple hands on the horse, and look how happy and beautiful that horse is. Look. Now, should the horse be standing in a field with absolutely nothing to look at or to engage with except possibly other horses, or here in the centre of one of the world's greatest cities, yes, we know that sometimes they're overly pestered by the public, but on these rare mornings that they're not, it's all good. It's the first time I've ever been tempted, it being quiet here, to ask the troop the name of the horse, but I'm not going to do that. Why? Because one, I'm filming, two, so I don't really want to approach with the pole, and secondly, I don't want to put him in the awkward position of needing to tell me to get lost. It's unfair. So instead, I will play it smart, guys, and do it in a subtle way to get them in. It's got to be done. Right, let's head inside for a minute. Never ever seen it this quiet here on a Monday. It is glorious, glorious. Look. Hey, morning.
This is the palace,
This.
Buckingham Palace.
Oh, no, this isn't Buckingham Palace. This is called horseguards. This is the ceremonial entrance to Buckingham Palace.
Okay.
Buckingham Palace, if you want to go through here to the back, and then just over in the corner is a street called the Mall that leads directly to Buckingham Palace. So the palace is just over that way.
So I can go in.
You can walk straight through here, yep.
Okay.
Follow everybody, and the palace is just over there on your right. Okay, have a good day. Wow. See, guys, some people think that this is Buckingham. They actually think, because it's such a magnificent building, that it might well actually be Buckingham Palace. How's about that, eh? Wouldn't believe it, would you? Yeah, I mean, it is. Completely different style of architecture and all, but it's still a glorious building. Oh, wait, guys bringing treats for the horse, look. Sugary treats. The only problem is he's keeping them all for himself. That's not very nice, is it? Bloody hell, could have shared them. Ah. Rather than hiding in the shadows. What a pity though that we've got one of the most famous horses out here this morning, but no potential victims. I'm almost tempted to go up and offer my hand in tribute. Look. Its head just poking out.
Look at this, the blood. It's
What, again?
No, this yesterday. Look, has this half? It's nearly half of this one.
But actually, it broke through, didn't it?
Yeah, it's broke. It's actually like the teeth.
What they should have done is asked her to go inside, taken some pictures of her hand, and then put them on the boxes. Not that horses may kick or bite. Horses can do this to you if you're a silly tourist and don't keep
just
your hand
blood.
flat.
Yeah.
Something that you know, if you're going to give something to the horse, if it's just your hand with nothing in it, keep it flat now, so there's nothing that can be bitten. But why would you jam your fingers in a horse's mouth? It's super odd.
This is the worst.
Yeah, that might well be the worst. I mean, it's the worst that I've
Yeah.
ever seen. It might be the worst ever. Did you ask Busker if he's seen worse than this before?
It's I never show this one, but I spoke already that somebody kinda hurt, but I never show this one. Look.
From yesterday.
Yeah.
When's it going? Are you actually going to post it though, or
I
what?
didn't post it yet, but later on, maybe later.
I don't think anything super dramatic will happen this morning because it's too cold for anyone to be outside except for us. The true champions out in the cold. Yeah, that's very gruesome, guys. Even when Abdullah does post the video of what happened yesterday with those bitten fingers that bled all over the street, he's going to obviously have to either pixelate or hide the gruesome part. YouTube are very fussy about things that depict how do they describe it? Harmful acts, I think, is the term they use, and somebody having been bitten by an animal, bleeding all over the place, would definitely count as a harmful act, even though it was an accident. So that, yes, will be somewhat covered, but it's an interesting thing. If any tourist wants to know how bad it can get, that is pretty much how bad it can get. Yeah, it's a very, very deep gash in her finger, a little bit harder, and she would have lost at least one finger from that bite yesterday. 15 minutes, folks, till we got the new horses, which means 2 new numbers, which means potentially 0 more names, or potentially 2 more names. Let's hope we get a 75% success rate this morning. This horse is like, I can't believe you don't know my name. You're here all the time, guy. You're here like 3 or 4 mornings a week, and you don't know my name? I thought you cared about me. Look. Looking very dejected. Oh, it is a... Oh. It's a cheeky nipper. Oh ho ho. I wonder if it's tyranny. Yeah, now I'm even more determined.
Excellent. Did you see that?
No? Yeah, a massive nipper, 100%. Okay, here comes the guard to do her rounds. I'm going to keep an eye on anyone getting close to this horse. These tourists, look, are being very careful. Look. Fantastic, really fantastic. The colour on a very dull uninspiring morning like this morning really explodes, isn't it, in the frame? Those scarlet cloaks, magnificent. Let's hope the horse doesn't nip the card. He probably knows better. Oh, some smiles this morning. Lovely smile there. Toy's politely waiting actually, instead of just barging in. Ho ho ho. Having some more clippy cloppy noises behind me, guys. What could it be? Oh yes, that's right. Look. Good horses that they actually stopped at the traffic lights. I thought they normally just marched through regardless. I didn't think they really cared about the traffic lights, to be honest. Oh, they're beautiful, aren't they, these ones? Officer, what's the name of your horse?
Boudica.
Which one?
Boudica.
Oh, Boudica. Oh, wow. Look at this, everybody. Boudica. That's a name for a mare, isn't it? Goodness me. Gosh. Okay, so we are in the process of collecting names. One of you mentioned yesterday in the comments on the video that John, you should probably start assembling a list of police horse names in London because they're equally magnificent. And you know what? It's true. Yeah, it's actually true thinking about it. Yeah, I'll think about that, guys. Not an easy thing to do, especially as we haven't seen other glorious horses like George, beautiful George, for a while. Anyway, yeah, Boudica, very important figure. I think she was an Iceni queen, but helped to boot those pesky Romans out of, I'm not supposed to call it England. What was it really then? Ancient Britain. Let's call it Ancient Britain. There we are. Helped to get rid of those pesky Romans. So it's quite a name for a horse, actually. Boudica. Right. No, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, she's more worried about my camera than the horse. Not good. You little cheeky nipper. Oh. Oh. Wait. Oh goodness me. This one's actually a lot naughtier and nippier than Raven. Good heavens. Okay, so we know. Oh, let's see what happens next. Let's see if this big chap gets a nip. What's this like? Get lost. Look. Oh! He's a little cheeky nipper. Brilliant. How curious that the most infamous nipper of them all hasn't actually yet managed to nip anyone. But the one at this end, whose name I am now absolutely committed to finding out no matter what. I'm going to promise you now, guys, I will know the name of this horse before the video goes up. There we are. I very rarely commit to anything, but you heard it here. It'll be the first comment on the video. I'm just figuring out the fastest way to get the name. Oops.
Very good.
I'm thinking, actually, wait 1 second, everyone. If I look at the list of missing names, I'm pretty sure that Tyranny is on the list of missing names. 1 second. Yeah. Yep. And we know that last time they put Bradna one and Tyranny the other end. I wonder if this is Tyranny again. I just can't remember because it was a week ago almost. Noticing those two white socks on the left-hand side of the horse. Very distinctive looking horse, this one. That would be my guess, but again, I'll confirm in the comments. Looks facially very, very much like Rawdon, which is why I'm thinking they've put the same two at the front. Tyranny and Rawdon, dream team. Gotta be. So look at the clock. How far off are we? 9 minutes, folks. Well, actually 9 minutes till the new horse is in the box, so around about 7.5 until the other ones come out. No one's got remotely close to Rawdon's box, so we've got no idea what sort of mood she's going to be in this morning at all. Need to be a lot more people here for her to wake up and start biting everyone. The yard absolutely empty. There's not a single person in the yard. Extraordinary, isn't it? I wonder though what would happen if it did snow heavily. Would people run out immediately because it's so beautiful and unusual to see? They did last year when it snowed at Big Ben. A lot of people were outside, crazy amount of people. Sorry, I'm talking to that. Sorry, not to you. Sorry. Sorry, it's looking like I'm mad talking to myself. Oops. Let's hope that we don't get any lovely people coming along getting too close to this horse. That big guy could definitely have dealt with it if he got bitten, but yeah. Oh, actually guys, before I forget, very important, how did I forget to mention this at the beginning? Okay, so we had the live yesterday. Okay, it went rather well. The biggest problem that we had yesterday is that it was flipping freezing. So our lovely trooper and his partner who hosted the live, I was there too. I asked some questions. We all sort of, you know, took it in turns and had a little sort of a chat as well during the live. I kind of had a little bit of time to review some of it yesterday. I just need to listen to all of it before I post it on YouTube, just to make sure there's nothing that potentially could be construed as being, I don't know, controversial. Oh, here we go, look. Little model shoot in front of the horse. So once I've done that, once I've listened to all of it, all the way through, I will then post it. There's no issue, Trooper's fine. I don't remember there being anything negative or problematic in the interview itself. However, I want to be 100% sure before I post it, because once it's out there, it's out there. It was a good chat. There were a lot of questions, a lot of very specific questions, some of which I'd wondered about the answers to myself. The audio, although not perfect, is pretty clear. You know, that's TikTok's fault, not mine, as you know. So that I will aim at the latest, guys, to have that up at some point tomorrow. Okay, it might be up late tonight, but if not, it'll be up tomorrow. It was about 35, 40 minutes long. But yeah, yesterday was real chilly, and they didn't bring gloves. I did lend the troopers partner my gloves to keep warm, but you know, they just about did the job. It was not an easy thing to be doing a TikTok live here yesterday. It's a pity, because if it had been a bright summer's day, we would have had all sorts of people dropping in, including some other streamers, but everyone was just like, oh my goodness me, it's just too cold yesterday. It really was bad. Yeah, I should have mentioned that actually when the video opened. I was thinking about so many other things at the time as usual. But yeah, tomorrow guys, at the latest it'll be up. And hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. Plus the trooper himself makes an appearance in the video. So overall, yeah, I would say it was a success for a first go. Let's be trying not to sneeze at this point. Tickly nose. The horses seem completely fine in 0 degrees though, so what is that minimum, folks? When did they decide, you know what, I'm so cold I don't want to work anymore?
Well, last time I rode a horse was in Canada.
Yeah. God, somebody said the last time I rode a horse was in Canada. Yes, horse riding out So London is popular here, but London, you can actually learn to ride a horse in central London. There's a school in Hyde Park, very close to actually the Household Cavalry's barracks, Hyde Park barracks. Oh, another one, didn't realise there's a horse there. See that, just strolled out of the gate. Oh, there's a horse. Let me walk around it, not into it. Yeah, there is a riding school, but predictably enough for central London it's very expensive. I think about 80 or £100 an hour to learn to ride a horse. Worth every penny, but expensive. Yeah, so not for everybody. I'm guessing you need at least, what, probably 10 lessons before you're even remotely classed as competent. There's £1,000 down the tube. Four minutes, folks. Want somebody to get close. I can sense it. Goodness me, how on earth is she not flipping freezing? Guys, I didn't know he was in London. From Goodfellas too. Actually, wait, sorry, that isn't Al Pacino, guys. It's Al Cappuccino. Sorry, got confused for a moment. I'd recognise Al Pacino anywhere. That's his doppelganger. Okay, lifeguard's going into the tunnel this time, as opposed to coming to the front. She doesn't want to talk to her, she's disgusted with us being here. So she's gone into the tunnel instead.
His bit.
I don't, regrettably folks, know the stable woman, alas, so I can't pester her for the horse's name. She doesn't know me, I could be anyone. There she is, stable woman.
It's cute.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes till the new one's come out. This one bites, guys, like a lot. This one bites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a real biter, so be careful if you get close.
So cute.
Yeah, beautiful horse, but a biter. I thought I'd be kind. Would want, I'm guessing the accent. Actually, I'm not going to guess. If I say they're Canadian, Americans are going to get upset. If I say they're American, Canadians are going to get upset. So you guys tell me in the comments, were they American or Canadian? American, in fact, I think instinctively. I don't know why, I just do. Love the enthusiasm though. They were super enamoured by this horse. So it would have been quite a travesty if the girls got on nipped. Oh, doors are blowing in the back. They are fastened though, everything should be fine. Yeah, it's that wind, folks, that occasionally gusts along here that makes it super chilly. Wind chill is about -6, I think, today. Just capture those two other numbers when we come out, and boom. I can then go and work on my little detective task of finding this beauty. But yeah, my money's on Tyranny, guys. I'll be very surprised if I'm wrong. Not because I'm a know-it-all. I mean, I'm actually quite dense, as a lot of you know, but going with instinct. There we are. Big Ben before the clock tower. Right, Sweetie Beauty's coming out. Let's have a look. If I can't ID the other two, these new ones, they'll go on the list for ID before the video is published. If I can, I will obviously tell you during this video, and I'm hoping we're going to have a happy ending. Why? Because let's be honest folks, we will have a happy ending. Boxman to your posts.
Place that we rent.
Yep, here comes a new copy beauty heading in. Goodbye to you, gorgeous. Okay, wow, this one's much darker actually. This is a real cav black. Much, in fact, both of them. The two that have just come out are considerably darker than the two that have just gone in. Right, let's see who we've got here then. Double digits I can see. Let's look at that hoof number. I got it, 1 second, let's have a little look. Oh, this one's crystal clear, folks. Let's pray it's on the list. God damn it, it's not. Oh, good lord, honestly. Absolutely crystal clear. How unlucky are we? Okay, let's get the last one at the other end. So now I've got two to ID. And interesting enough, they're both in this box. Right, let's go and have a quick look at the other one. Before I finish the video, let's get the other hoof number. Yeah, another one that I don't recognise. I mean, the chances of having two, for example, that have hoof numbers that can't be picked up were incredibly remote. But that is exactly what's happened this morning. Right, 50-50 on this one, folks. Let's go for that number and see what happens now. He wants to focus, that is. For some reason it's not wanting to even focus on it. This horse is kind of like got some sort of anti-filming technology. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus. I don't know why. I'm putting the camera right up to the hoof, but it just doesn't want to grab it. Oh, there we go. Got it. 1 second. Let's have a look at the number. Okay, got the number and it's clear. Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay, let's have a little look at the list. Ta-da! Roll call, folks. Let's see. Yep, it's the same. Would you believe it? So there's another one that isn't on the list. Makes sense because I said it's one troop that normally bring over all the horses in that troop. So the horses we've got here today are primarily from that troop, except the one who we did ID. How curious is that, eh? Yeah, Rawdon is the only one out of the four we've seen this morning that is in the other troop. So the two that are on now and the one before that was with Rawdon are all from the troop. They're still always, should we say, nameless, relatively speaking. That is most curious, isn't it? Ah, hold on a second. I've just realised something. Penny just dropped, guys. I'm focusing too much on the numbers instead of the visuals. Why is that silly? Because I picked out some of my personal favourites and listed them right at the top of the stable list, just because I like those horses. And like a stupid, I've just realised that the horse we just looked at, I didn't even need to look for the hoof print. I was focusing on the hoof print so much that I didn't look at the horse. And just by looking at the horse, we always know which horse this is, don't we? Which horse, everybody, has the most spectacular dusky eyebrows? Being a little bit bashful this morning, but we know which horse it is. Yeah. It's Invader. Yeah, being a teeny bit shy with us, but that 100%, everybody, 100% confirmed by the hoof number and also visually by the face. Those dusky eyebrows it's Invader. Wow, so it worked out well in the end, didn't it? I was not expecting that, but yeah. I must actually put them back in numerical order. Right now they're sort of all over the place because I like to put my favourites at the top to spot them fast. Invader. So I've already identified a problem with my listing in the sense of they all, including my favourites, should be listed numerically, and then I'll just asterisk the ones that I like. That's a smart way of doing it. So there we are, first problem, which I will resolve when I get back today and redo the list. That way we won't have that problem again. But 100% Invader behind us. So we got a 50% success rate this morning. Not bad, I guess, at all, to be fair. But on that note, guys, and exactly 80 minutes plus, I'm out of here. I'll be back soon. As I said, latest tomorrow you can expect the TikTok live video from yesterday. But wherever you are watching this video, guys, look forward to your comments, and I'll be back very soon. Bye for now.